we present Jimmy Clitheroe as the Clitheroe Kid with Peter Sinclair as grandfather, Patricia Burke as mother, Leonard Williams as Theodore Craythorpe, Danny Ross as Alfie Hall, and Diana Day as Susan in
Fishing in Troubled Waters. Now, where's that fishing rod? Here we are. And now the mighty sea hunter prepares to do battle with the dreaded man-eating tiger shark. He picks up his rod, holds it over his shoulder, and with one mighty throw he casts his line into the raging foam. Ow! That was no shark, that was our Susan.
Stop it, you little horror. You've got the hook caught in my jeans.
Oh, heck. It's no good struggling. I'm reeling you in.
Stop climbing that line in and let me get the hook free.
Oh, look what I've caught, a talking tunny fish.
Why don't you watch what you're doing?
It's your own fault. You shouldn't have been behind the bushes.
I was just planting some seeds for Grandad. You must have seen I was there.
I did, but when I saw you bent down in those tight jeans, I thought you were Moby Dick.
Just for that, I'll tell Grandad you've been messing about with his fishing rod. He spent all day getting it ready for the fishing competition tomorrow.
All right. Tell him then. And I'll tell your boyfriend Alfie about the fellow who brought you home in his car last night. At 10:30. After it had gone dark.
That was Harry Stevens from our office. We've been working overtime together, and he just happened to give me a lift home.
You what? You were stuck out there for over 20 minutes.
That was because he couldn't get his car started.
No wonder the way you were holding his hands.
Now, that's not true. And if you try to cause any trouble between Alfie and me, you'll regret it.
All right, but if Grandad tells me off for playing with his fishing rod, I'll know how he found out.
Hey, Jim. I was watching you from a bedroom window.
Oh, hello, Grandad. You tell her you were watching me from the... Oh, heck. I thought you'd gone out.
I was upstairs packing a few things for the fishing trip tomorrow.
I know, but I thought you popped out to get the bottles.
Now, we'll have less of that, young man. And don't let me catch you playing with my rod again, now understand?
I'm sorry, Grandad. I know it was a silly thing to do. When I went after Winnie the Whale here, I should have used a harpoon.
Grandad, I'll smack him. I will.
Well, go on then. Let's see you try. You're all taught. You go on, smack me then. Go on then.
If you'll come from behind Grandad, I will. And when Mother gets here, I'll tell her how cheeky you've been.
Why? Where is she?
She's there, just walking up the street with Mr. Whittle. So if you're going to hide, I should hurry up and find somewhere safe.
And how's your father keeping, Mr. Whittle?
Oh, he's marvellous for his age, Pat. He's as fit as a brewer's cart horse. As a matter of fact, it's his birthday tomorrow.
Really? How old will he be?
85 years old, Pat.
85, that's wonderful.
Yes, just think. Only 15 more years, and he'll be a centurion.
Well, I wish I'd known. I'd have bought him a little present.
Oh, he's not too fussy about that. There's only one thing he likes to get on his birthday.
What's that?
Roaring drunk. No, I'm telling a fib there. He's dead quiet in his old age. In fact, as far as drinking's concerned, he's become quite obstreperous. Here, why don't you pop in sometime tomorrow for a few minutes? It'll be a real treat for him.
Well, I'd love to, but it'll have to be early in the morning. You see, we're going off on a fishing trip for the day.
Oh, fishing? Well, I've done quite a bit of that myself in me time. Where are you going?
Oh, it's someplace near Lancaster, I think. At first, only Father was going because it's a competition from the Rose and Crown. But Theodore Craythorpe thought he'd take us all in his car for a day out.
Here, is Craythorpe doing a bit of fishing as well?
Oh, no. He doesn't care for it very much.
Oh, pity. I should think he'd have made a fine spectacle, battling to the death with an angry tiddler.
Oh, Mr. Whittle, you really shouldn't say such things. Hello, what's going on in the front garden?
Jimmy, I've warned you. If you don't stop being rude to Susan, there'll be no trip out for you tomorrow.
Well, I'm not bothered. It's all right for you. You enjoy it. You sit on the riverbank all day, throwing lumps of bread in the water, and all you ever catch is a cold. If you ask me, the fish are using your bread to make fish cakes.
Now then, Jimmy, that'll do. You ought to be looking forward to a day out.
I would be if we were going to the seaside. Where we're going, there'll be nothing for me to do.
Well, you could always go mad and dig for worms.
Yes, why not, Susan? After all, it's what you've been doing for years. Only the worms you dig up are called boyfriends.
Jimmy, that's enough.
Oh, I don't mind his childish jokes, Mother. At least I won't have to listen to them tomorrow while you're all away.
Yes, well, Mr. Whittle doesn't want to listen to our family squabbles. You come with me, Susan. You've still got to do my hair for me anyway. Come on.
Righto, Mother.
Bye, Mr. Whittle. I'll try and call round in the morning.
I do that, Pat. Well, now, how's my old pal Jock, the Aggie Smasher, eh? Are you still trying to get money a mickle to mack a muckle?
I'm very well, Whittle.
Pat tells me you and the other boozers from the Rose and Crown are off for a fish hunting safari tomorrow.
Well, we're having an angling competition, if that's what you mean.
Ah, well, I suppose it's something to pass the time till the pub's open. I take it you go in for the freshwater stuff.
No, he goes in for the draft bitter.
Oh, no, Jim. I'm sure you're right, but you've got me wrong. You see, all fish is divided roughly into two separate catalogues. There's the freshwater fish and the saltwater fish, of which I've had considerable experience. Now, when I used to go fishing in the West Indies...
Silence, please, while Wacker Whittle tells us how he caught the tin of salmon with a magnet.
All right, Jim, but it's no laughing matter. Out in those parts, there's some very ferocious fighting fish. Terrors they are. They call them barricades. No, these fighting fish, they take some landing, and there's only one way to catch him. You see, it's a special bait. Now, when I caught mine, I baited me hook with a dirty great hunk of rhinoceros meat, dipped in antelope fat.
Grandad, he's having us on again.
No, Jim, this is straight up, this is. You see, Pete, the trick is you drop your line in the water when the Gulf Stream is running due south. Because at that time, there's hundreds of these fighting fish, all swimming in shoals. You see, they're looking for other fish to eat. And to this very day, if you're ever passing the Rubber Tappers Arms in Trinidad, you can see my fighting fish in a glass case over the saloon bar.
And you mean you actually caught it with rhinoceros meat?
Why not? I caught you with it, didn't I?
Well, I think I still prefer my fishing in the peace and quiet of Willowbank Village.
Oh, is that where you're going, Willowbank? I've been there myself with the lads from work. Had a smashing time, fishing till opening time, and off to the boozers in Morecambe.
Hey, is it near Morecambe, then?
Oh, yes, it's only a quarter of an hour by road.
And Morecambe's at the seaside. I think I'm going to enjoy this fishing trip, especially if I can catch the fish I'm after.
Hello, Jimmy. It's me, Alfie.
And here he is. The finny haddock himself.
Ah, well, I'd better be off. I've got to make a cake for my dad's birthday. Oh, it reminds me, Jim. Could I borrow your bicycle pump?
Yes, what do you want it for?
Well, my dad's 85 tomorrow, and he'll need your pump to help him to blow out his candles. Cheerio, Jim.
Ta-ra, Mr. Whittle.
I'm just going into the greenhouse, Jimmy. Rhinoceros meat. Of all the stupid tales.
Hey, what's your granddad going on about, Jim?
Oh, nothing. Now, listen, Alfie. How long is it since you gave our Susan a pleasant surprise?
Let me see. Well, there was the other night. She said I gave her a pleasant surprise at the youth club dance.
Why, what did you do?
I never trod on her feet.
Oh, heck, I'm talking about arranging a surprise for her without her knowing.
Oh, yeah, but that's not until next week.
Why, what's the surprise?
I'm having my hair done in a crew cut.
You're not.
I am.
Ooh, you are coming out. You'll be staying up late to watch Sooty next. Now, pin your ears back, Alfie. I've got an idea for tomorrow.
Well, what is it?
Why don't you bring your motorbike round here and take our Susan out on a mystery trip?
Yeah, hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, oh, no. No, it wouldn't work, though. Yeah, I mean, we'd never get there.
Why not?
Well, if it was a mystery trip, I wouldn't know where I was taking her, would I?
Alfie, the only mystery I can think of is how you've managed so long with that empty space between your ears. Look, I'll tell you where you could take her.
Well, where?
Willowbank Village, where we're going. Just think what a pleasant surprise it'll be for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Oh, but she might not want to go.
Of course she will.
Yeah, oh, I'm not so sure. You see, I'd know where we was going, but she wouldn't. So if she said, where are we going, I'd have to say, oh, nowhere. And she'd probably say, well, in that case, we'll stay at home. And we'd end up in the front room snogging and that. I don't think I want to go.
Alfie, oh, how selfish can you get? If I was in her shoes, I'd chuck you for the coal, Mum.
But, Jimmy...
Are you taking her on that mystery trip? Or does she go for one on the coal cart?
No, she doesn't. Anything the coal man can do, I can do. Now, I'll have to find out how to get to Willowbank Village.
It's easy to find on the map. It's near Morecambe.
Morecambe? Yeah, I like Morecambe.
Oh, there you are, Alfie.
Look out, she's here. So you just drop her a gentle hint about tomorrow, the mystery trip.
You're right, Jim.
Are you coming in the house, Alfie?
In a minute, but first I want to ask you something.
Oh, what is it?
Well, would you like to go on a mystery trip to Willowbank Village? Ow!
Sorry, Alfie. Did I accidentally stick a fishing hook in you?
What's going on here?
Nothing. Alfie was just telling me about a marvellous surprise he's got planned for you. Weren't you, Alfie?
Oh, yes, Susan. Do you think you like me with a crew cut?
What?
I mean, can we have a dance on my motorbike? No.
Alfie, what are you trying to say?
Well, you see, it's not true about you and the coal man, is it?
Jimmy, Clitheroe, what have you been saying to Alfie?
I never said a thing. All I did was agree with him about this marvellous idea.
What idea, Alfie?
Oh, it's a smashing idea. Yeah, and when I tell you about it, you'll love it. So, could I just have a word with Jimmy about it first?
What for?
I've forgotten where it was.
This looks a nice spot, Mrs. Clitheroe, and it's quite near to the river.
Yes, Theodore. It should be quite pleasant under those trees. Yes, we'll sit down here.
We'd better have a good look round first. There might be an ant's nest. And Grandad's got his kilt on.
Then, Jimmy, now you know very well I'm off to do some fishing with the others.
Oh, well, I'll come with you, Grandad.
What for?
To help you with your fishing. You know what usually happens when you sit on the bank. If they don't bite within 5 minutes, you go to sleep. And by the time you waken up, the fish have eaten your bait and gone for a lie down.
Don't worry. I won't be doing any sleeping today, not with a £5 prize at stake.
Oh, yes. Somebody told me if you win the Rose and Crown £5 prize, it'll just about clear your slate off in the saloon bar.
Oh? Who told you that?
My pal, Ozzy. Mind you, he didn't think of it himself. His dad told him.
Really? Well, Mr. Cliver Higginbottom had better stay out of my way today.
Oh, Higginbottom's here, is he? Well, I'm sure he'll have no difficulty in catching some poor defenseless fish. If he doesn't get them with his rod, he'll stun them into submission with that foghorn voice of his.
Hey, do you know what Ozzy said about his dad catching fish?
No, James, what?
He said if his dad calls in for a few pints on the way, he's only got to breathe on his worm and it'll go in the water and drag him out.
Very amusing, James.
I've spread the rug on the grass, so we'd better get the stuff unloaded from the car.
I'll go and get the picnic basket.
Yes, I thought you would.
Won't be a minute, Mum.
Well, Pat, I'd better get along to the others and see what I can get for my trouble.
Best of luck, Father.
Yes, Mr. Sinclair. I certainly hope the fish will rise to the occasion.
Very funny, Theodore. Well, I'll be away now. See you later. And mind Jimmy stays out of trouble, Pat.
Oh, I'll do that, Father. Now, where is the young scamp? Jimmy, bring the basket here.
I won't be a minute, Mum.
Oh, no. He's not started eating already. Put the basket down here, Jimmy.
Right, Mum.
And behave yourself. We've had enough trouble with you coming here in the car.
What do you mean? If you're talking about the bottle of lemonade, it wasn't my fault you couldn't find the opener.
I know, but there was no need to try and knock the top off on Mr. Craythorpe's dashboard.
Well, I apologized. Are your pants dry now, Mr. Craythorpe?
Just about, James.
I mean, if they're not, just say so and I'll keep watch while you go behind the trees for a minute.
That isn't necessary, James.
I mean, if you want to take them off, you can wrap this rug round you. I'll tell everybody you're my granddad's cousin from Aberdeen.
I'm quite all right, thank you.
Well, I'm only thinking about your wet trousers.
Can we please let my trousers drop?
Well, undo your braces then.
Jimmy, try and behave yourself. Look, You and Mr. Craythorpe can go for a walk while I get everything ready for tea. Go on.
All right, Mum. What shall we do, Mr. Craythorpe?
Well, I thought we might take a stroll along the riverbank and pick a few flowers.
What for? Nobody's ill.
Well, we could bring some back for your mother and then make a few daisy chains.
Oh, Mr. Craythorpe, how exciting. Could we really live it up and chase butterflies?
Jimmy, that'll do. Now off you go, you two. Go on.
Right, Mum. Come on, Mr. Craythorpe. We'll go and watch the fishing for a bit, and then we'll play a few games.
James, will you please listen to me? Once and for all, I am not going to attempt to cross the river on a tightrope.
Why not? This rope's strong enough. And anyway, the water's not all that deep.
James, stop this nonsense and give me that rope.
Why? What are you going to do? Lasso a few cows?
No, I'm seriously thinking of tying you to a tree so that I can get some peace and quiet.
Well, you did tell Mab you'd keep me amused. Hey, look what I found.
What is it, James?
I think it's a tail feather off a wood pigeon. Bend down.
Bend down? What for?
I'm not going to tickle you. Come here.
James, why are you sticking that feather in my hair?
Well, it'd look daft in your ear hole. Look, I've just thought of a game. You'll enjoy this.
I doubt it very much.
Look, I'm Sheriff Jim, and you're the Indian Brave, running hind. Now, you've caught me without me posse, and you're chasing me. Can you do a war whoop?
A war whoop?
Surely you played cowboys and Indians when you were a lad.
Well, yes, I did.
Well, you must know how to do a war whoop. It's easy. Finger in your mouth, deep breath. Now go on, you have a go.
No.
Is that supposed to be an Indian war whoop?
Why, what's wrong with it?
It sounds more like a lovesick cuckoo sitting on a cold egg. Anyway, it'll have to do. Now come on after me and whoop like mad.
Oh, very well, James.
Here. Shut that perishing row up. You're frightening the fish away.
I beg your pardon. Oh, it's you, Higginbottom.
Oh, let me see. Why, it's Theodora Craythorpe, the wood nymph. What's the idea of that feather stuck in your hair?
We're playing cowboys and Indians. Here's a Sioux.
A Sioux? It's more like a sweet Sioux.
Higginbottom, that joke is not very funny.
Look out, Mr. Higginbottom. I think you're going to be scalped.
Yes. And you're about to be belted, you little load of trouble.
Don't you threaten the boy with violence. You seem to forget. He has a man here to protect him.
That's right. By the way, where is me granddad?
He's further down the bank there, so you can both go and join him.
I don't know why we're wasting time in senseless argument like this. After all, we were warned that Mr. Higginbottom was here when we saw that notice board.
What notice board?
Beware of the bull.
That does it. Stand by, Clitheroe. You're about to witness the end of the last of the Mohicans. Come here, Craythorpe.
No, Higginbottom. Let go of me. Higginbottom, help! No.
Here. What's going on? Stop it, you two. Stop it. This is a fine way for two grown men to behave, I must say.
Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Clitheroe, but I was provoked. I'm sitting here doing a bit of quiet fishing when these two come dashing past, hollering and whooping. I thought I'd got mixed up with Custard's last stand.
Whooping? Theodore, what does this mean?
Well, James suggested a game of cowboys and Indians. He was the sheriff, and I was Sweet Sue.
Don't bother to tell me any more. Jimmy, how much more trouble are you going to give us on this trip?
I don't know, Mum. What time are we going home?
Look, Alfie's just arrived with Susan.
Oh, good.
And he says he wants to see you, so go and find him and keep out of mischief.
I'm sorry, Mum.
Now, I've warned you. Any more trouble and you know what to expect.
Yes, large lumps on me little sit-upon. Look, Alfie, for the last time, can't you remember which way you threw the ball?
No, I didn't see where it landed. You see, when I ran forward to throw it, I caught my foot in a rabbit hole and fell flat on my face.
I've just thought where the ball might have gone. Yes, there it is, under the front of Mr. Craythorpe's car. I'll just squeeze under and get it. Oh, ow!
What's up, Jimmy?
I banged my bumper on his big end. I've got the ball. Now I'll just wriggle back and... Oh, heck.
What's the matter now?
I've got a wire tangle round my foot. Come off, you daft looking fuck. That's got it free. Alfie, give me a hand.
I can't, it's fastened to my arm.
Oh, don't some mullers have 'em. This is no time for corny jokes. Help me out.
Right, come on then. Whoops-a-daisy.
Oh, that's better. Hey, you want to look under Mr. Craythorpe's car? All you can see is pieces of string and cross wires. It looks as if he's tried knitting his own engine.
Yeah, I know. When you hear it running, you've a fair idea how many stitches he's dropped. Are we having another game with that ball, Jimmy?
No, listen, now we've got rid of our Susan, you can take me for a little ride on the back of your motorbike.
Oh, I don't know whether I should, Jim.
Oh, we won't be gone long. You only need to take me up that main road there. The one with the sign pointed towards Morecambe.
Well, all right, but I think I ought to go and tell Susan first.
There you go, running after her again. Look, for once you're off the lead, Mr. Puppy.
Aye, all right then, Jim. Just up that main road, you say?
That's right. I'll tell you when to turn back, and when you're taking our Susan home tonight and she asks you where we went, just keep your throttle open and your mouth shut. Well, Alfie, it's nearly 4 hours now since we set off on your bike for a jolly time in Morecambe, and here we are, still on the blinking way there.
Jimmy, I didn't know my bike was going to break down.
Well, I'm fed up. All I've done is walk up and down this road, listening to the cows chewing grass. The only bit of fun I've had was when the farmer thought you were a poacher and took a shot at you.
Look, it's all your fault, you and your flipping trip to Morecambe. Now, I've got to come all the way back here and collect me bike after it's been mended.
Well, I still say it's your fault. I couldn't see the pothole sitting on the back, could I? And anyway, who was it who fished you out of the pond before the ducks got you?
Oh, Jimmy, don't talk about it. Look, let's try hitchhiking again.
Yes, and this time roll your trousers up and show your leg.
Yeah, I'm not showing my leg.
I don't blame you. A sheepdog might come and try to bury it.
No. Hey, now listen, you. One more funny crack and I'll thump you. Ever since I've known you, Susan, you've taken advantage of me. There's not a day goes by without you getting me to do something daft. Well, starting from tomorrow, you won't find it so easy.
Why, is the doctor giving you some pills?
Yes. No. Oh, I wish I was back home.
Why, are you tired?
Yes, I am.
Well, have a lie down in the road. There's a car coming.
Where?
There, get your thumb up.
It's going the wrong way.
I know, that is Mr. Craythorpe looking for us. Hey, Mr. Craythorpe! Stop!
Is that you, James? And Alfred?
No, I'm Dick Turpin, and this is Black Bess. Stand on your liver.
Will you shut up, Jimmy? Oh, thank goodness you've come, Mr. Craythorpe.
Alfie, what's happened? Where have you been?
Oh, hello, Susan. Well, I'll tell you what's happened. Jimmy wanted me to take him to Morecambe, and halfway there I hit a pothole, and a farmer took a shot at me, and that's how I got my chain sprocket busted. Do you still love me?
Of course she does. Go on, Susan. Pat his head and give him a biscuit.
So you've done it again, Jimmy?
Oh, heck. Hello, Mum. I didn't see you in the dark there.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh, Grandad as well. Did you catch anything, Grandad?
Aye, I managed to bag a lovely big pike.
Oh, dear. I'm afraid we're in trouble.
Oh, what's the matter, Theodore?
Well, I've just been round to look at my lights, and there's only one side light working.
Oh, no.
I don't understand it. The lights were all right last night. There must be a wire loose.
Yeah, hey, Jimmy, but perhaps it's the one that got caught around your foot.
Quiet, blabbermouth.
What wire, Alfie?
Well, Jimmy crawled under the car to get his ball back, and he got tangled up with it.
Pat, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's quite true, isn't it, Jimmy? Jimmy? Jimmy, where are you?
I'm just getting Mr. Craythorpe's tool-bag out of the boot. I'm looking for a big spanner.
James, the fault is electrical. I don't need a big spanner.
No, but I do. To tighten Alfie's nut, he's got a screw loose.
Well, here we are, home at last. Thank goodness.
Oh, you've been wonderful, Theodore. I'm sorry the police booked you about your lights.
Oh, that's all right, Mrs. Clitheroe. It wasn't your fault that James tried to help.
Well, I thought it was a good idea telling the policeman it wasn't your car.
Oh, wonderful. And then I had to spend 10 minutes convincing the policeman that I hadn't stolen it.
Well, rest assured, Theodore. This young man is going to pay for his sins just as soon as I get back from the Rose and Crown.
I'm innocent. It was all a mistake.
Aye, Jim, we know all that. Now, just get my fish basket out of the boot. And if I win the prize, I won't be quite so hard on you.
You won't?
No, I'll probably say excuse me before I tan you. Now, get my basket.
All right, Grandad. Where is it? Ah, that's it. Here's your basket.
Good. Now, I'll just stay away and... This is the picnic basket. Where's mine?
Well, it should be here, because when I got the tool bag out at Willow Bank, I had to put the basket down on the grass. So if this is the picnic basket, yours must be... I think I'm going to faint.
My fish. My lovely pike. You've left it behind you. Young scamp, come here.
Grandad, don't. I'm sorry about the fish. Let me go and I'll buy you a tin of sardines. Help!
Those involved with the Clitheroe Kid this week were Peter Sinclair, Patricia Burke, Leonard Williams, who played both Mr. Whittle and Mr. Craythorpe, Danny Ross, Diana Day, and Tony Melody. The recorded program, the last in the present series, was written by Frank Roscoe, produced by James Casey, and starred Jimmy Clitheroe as the Kid himself.
I'd come back to say cheerio. Hope you've enjoyed listening to us. Haven't half been in some trouble this time. I've just reckoned up. In 13 weeks, I've been spanked by my granddad at least 5 times. And each time he gets a bit harder. I think the exercise must be doing him good. And every time he spanks me, he says I must learn to take it on the chin. Well, all I can say is my chin's in a funny place. Ta-ra!
We present Jimmy Clitheroe as the Clitheroe Kid, with Peter Sinclair as grandfather, Patricia Burke as mother, Leonard Williams as Theodore Craythorpe, Danny Ross as Alfie Hall, and Diana Day as Susan in...
The Girl Who Got the Message.
Jimmy, will you stand still for a wee minute while I'm talking to you?
Well, Mr. Whittle's waiting for me next door. I should have been there 10 minutes ago.
Never mind Whacker Whittle. Now, I've got to go out, Jimmy. But I've had strict instructions from your mother.
Well, do as she says. When you're at the Rose and Crown, as soon as you feel like singing Annie Laurie, come home.
Now, Jimmy, you never mind about the jokes. The instructions were about you.
I'm not going to the Rose and Crown. I'm going to see Mr. Whittle.
Oh, but you're not. You've got to stay here till Alfie Hall arrives and give him a message. Then you can go next door and listen to Liverpool's Billy Liar all night.
Oh, Mr. Whittle's dad was going to let me have a look at his ships that he made when he was a lighthouse keeper. He's dead clever, Grandad. They're all in bottles.
Oh, that's not clever. Anyone who's been to sea knows how to do that.
I bet you couldn't.
Of course I could. You see, all you do is to empty the bottle, hold the ship down, push it in, and pull a little string to raise the sails.
By the time you empty the bottle, you wouldn't be able to find the ship.
Now, that'll be enough of that.
Hello there, is young Jim in?
Yes, come in, Mr. Whittle.
Oh, it's you, Whittle.
Hello there, Pete. Well, it's a broad, brick, moonlit, nicked the dick. As you whiskey swillers say.
Now, Whittle, just before you
Hey,
start...
what's up, Jim? I thought you was coming over to see the old fella's boat. He doesn't like to be kept waiting. You see, he's getting on, you know. And he gets a bit cantankerous.
You want to try rubbing it with embrocational.
Now, if you two Oxford Donalds keep quiet a minute, I've got a message for Jimmy. Now listen. When Alfie Hall gets here, tell him your mother had a phone call from Susan to say she's working over. And he is to ring her the minute he arrives here to find out what time she'll be home. Your mother was dashing out, so she passed it on to me, and I'm passing it to you.
Then I pass it to Alfie and he heads it in.
Well, anyway, now don't forget to tell Alfie. Well, I'll be getting away now. And don't you go next door till Alfie Hall arrives. Remember? Well, goodbye.
Bye, Grandad.
Cheerio, Jock. I might see you later. Well, Jim, it's a bit of a nuisance having to wait for Alfie.
Ooh, he's a dope the way he chases after our Susan. He's like a little soft puppy. It's the wonder he doesn't run and fetch his slippers in his mouth.
Don't be hard on him, Jim.
That'll be Susan's pet spaniel now. I'll let him in.
Watch what you say, Jim, or he might bite.
You ain't done but a hound dog. You ain't done but...
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Alfie. Oh, come in.
Thank you.
Wipe your paws on the mat.
Yeah, all right. It's Susan, then.
I've got some bad news for you, Romeo. Juliet is doing a bit of overtime. So you'll have to sit on your own balcony.
What?
Hello there, Alf. How's tricks?
Oh, all right, thanks. Jimmy, what did he say about Juliet? Susan, I mean.
She's working overtime and she wants you to phone her up. But if I was you, I'd run for it now while you've got the chance, before Dracula's daughter can get her hands on you again.
Oh, now, Jimmy, don't you be calling Susan names to me in front of me back behind her face. I mean, behind my face, in front of her face at the back, in front of my big... Did you think it's going to rain?
No, but I should keep your cap on.
What?
It'll give you something to do with your head. What do you want to know about the rain for?
Because if it's going to rain, I'll go down to Susan's office with her umbrella, then she won't get wet.
She's been all wet for years. Oh, you're a big mug, you are. Fancy going all that way to keep the rain off a blooming girl.
You'll think differently when you're grown up. Oh, man, look after the girl.
Now, Alfie, that's not true everywhere. Out east, they have a different way of going on. There, the ladies is just chatterleys. In places like Mesopotamia, the kings there is called sultans, and their wives is sultanas.
What are the kids, raisins?
Yeah, but they're not like our girls.
What?
They're not like our girls.
What? Them sultans always pick the best-looking Judies around. And the Judies do themselves up lovely with lipstick, powder, and all them cosmeticals. Of course, the eyes are the things the men go for most. So these birds spend hours doing up their eyelashes with that cascara.
But those foreigners, they have more than one wife, don't they?
Oh, aye. They're what you call polymigus.
Polly what?
No, that's a word you wouldn't understand, Jim. It means they have two wives. There's words for all numbers if you know them. I mean, if a bloke has one wife, that's monotony. And if he has two, that's polyagony. And of course, if you've got a dozen, that's trigonometry.
You know what? Trigonometry is like arithmetic. You know, multiplying and that.
Well, Nat, there's bound to be a bit of multiplying when the Sultan's got a dozen wives.
Oh, Jimmy, will you stop moaning? I just happened to be passing your school at 4 o'clock, so I waited for you. What's wrong with that?
Everything. Ozzie and Charlie Thompson saw you. Tomorrow they'll have all the class calling me Mummy's boy. And I'll have to fight somebody.
You'll do no such thing. Anyway, even if the others call you Ozzie, won't he? He's your pal.
I hope he does. Ozzie's the only one I'm sure I can beat.
Like me, your class is full of little hooligans.
Oh, heck, hurry up, Ma'am. Come on.
What's the sudden rush for?
Blooming Shirley Peters is just crossing the road.
I'm not dashing away from Shirley. She's a very sweet child.
But she's a girl. If Charlie Thompson sees me talking to a girl as well as you, oh, I've really had it then.
Don't be so stupid.
Ma'am, anyone in the Black Hand Gang seen out with a girl has to crawl on his hands and knees in front of all the others.
That's a silly thing to do.
It's painful as well. The rest of the gang follow you wearing football boots. Hello, Mrs. Clitheroe.
Oh, hello, Shirley.
Hello, Jimmy. Hello. I was wanting to see you, Jimmy. Well, now you know what to look like. You'd better go home.
Jimmy, don't you be so rude.
Oh, he was only joking, weren't you? Yes, blooming Daddy's got 2 free tickets for the circus, and I wondered if Jimmy would like to come with me.
Oh, that is kind of you, Shirley. You've been wanting to see the circus, haven't you, Jim?
Oh, yes. No. Anyway, I can't go tonight. I've got too much homework. Oh, they're not for tonight. Oh, well, tomorrow night's the same. I was going to ask Ozzy to go on Saturday afternoon. Tickets for Saturday afternoon. Well, I can't leave Ozzy, my best pal. Well, I'll ask Daddy to get another ticket. Oh, no. I mean, I'll have to stay with Ozzy on Saturday. He's going to be ill. His mother's ill, so he's got to cook the food and all that. Well, why does he want you there? To help him with his mother. You see, he's a rotten cook, and I might have to hold her down while he feeds her. That's a joke. Well, ta-ra.
Jimmy, don't you tell lies. I'm sorry, Shirley. You see, he's afraid of this stupid gang he belongs to. He doesn't want them to see him with a girl.
That's right, Shirley. It's not your fault. I mean, you can't help being a soppy girl.
Jimmy, now you apologize. Say you're sorry. Go on.
Oh, it's all right, Mrs. Clitheroe. I don't want Jimmy to do anything he doesn't want to do. Oh, but I am sorry, Shirley. Are you really, Jimmy? Yeah, I'm very sorry for you. If I was a soppy girl, I'd be sorry for myself.
Jimmy, I told you to apologize. Shirley is not a soppy girl.
Well, with those pigtails and that dress, if she's not a girl, our biology master's been talking a lot of rubbish. Will not stop me going to the circus. Anyway, it'll be easier to get in on Friday afternoon. Come on, Ozzy. Hello, is that Higginbottoms? Oh, hello, Mr. Higginbottom. Can I speak to your Ozzy, please? He's digging up some worms in the garden. Hasn't he had his tea yet? Oh, no, Mr. Higginbottom, I'm not trying to be clever. It's just that the lads always call Ozzy Brainy Bird. Clever, you know. Yes, I'll hold on. Hello? Is that you, Sparrowleg? Hey, your dad's in a bad mood. What's wrong with him? Has he been eating your mother's cooking again? All right, I'm only joking. Listen, we're going to the circus. You and me. Tomorrow afternoon. I know it's Friday. We're going to play truant. There's no lessons tomorrow afternoon. We're rehearsing for prize day. Yes, we'll be stuck in the hall all afternoon yodeling Nymphs and Shepherds. Nymphs and Shepherds. You know, Nymphs and Shepherds, come away, come away, come away. That's when the 2 black sheep will leave the fold and nip off to the circus. Yes, you and me. Hey, wasn't that a smashing circus, Ozzy? Haven't you finished eating yet? You've been stuffing all afternoon. Your mother's expecting you to come home from school hungry. She'll have your tea waiting for you in the trough.
Hello there, James. Oswald.
Hello, Mr. Craythorpe. You're home from work early?
Yes, I dodged away a little early. I'm playing truant.
Sorry. That's right. Oh, you clock. Get on with your dinner. And I'll give you a mouthful of knuckles for afters. Oh, tell your dad of me. You scared of Foghorn Fred. Good riddance.
James, that was most unkind.
Well, he's a big blabbermouth.
You shouldn't have struck him. Anyway, is it true that you played truant?
All right. Yes. But don't let on, will you, Mr. Craythorpe?
Certainly not. I can keep a secret.
Well, to make sure, speak your promise.
I beg your pardon.
Cross your heart, put your finger across your throat, say honour bright, and spit.
I'll do no such thing.
You're going to tell on us, telltale tit.
I am not.
Well, spit your promise then.
No, really.
Oh, go on.
Oh, very well. This is most ridiculous still. Cross my heart, my throat, honour bright.
Hey! Watch where you're aiming.
Well, you asked for it. Now, after all that, did you enjoy the circus?
Oh, it was great. Clowns, acrobats, lions, monkeys, and the best thing of the lot was a mule nobody could ride. He asked for volunteers, but everybody was scared except Ozzy.
Oh, did Oswald volunteer?
Well, not exactly. I volunteered for him. I told him he'd dropped a chocolate, and when he stood up to find it, I gave him a push. The mule did the rest.
Oh, James, you're a little terror. You know, I thought there was something strange when little Shirley Peters told me she had a letter for your mother from your headmaster, Mr. Treadwell.
What? Oh, no. I bet she gave us away. That letter will be telling me Mum we played truant. She'll murder me. And that's nothing to what he'll do to me. Old Toby Jug Treadwell.
Oh, James, you are in trouble.
Wait a minute. There's one hope. Mum won't be home till about 8 o'clock. So if I can get the letter off Shirley and tear it up, I'll be all right.
But, Toby Jug, Mr. Treadwell will still deal with you severely on Monday.
Not if I take a letter on Monday from my granddad saying I was ill.
But your grandfather wouldn't write that.
No, I've got to find a mug.
But who?
What do you like at forging in Scotch? Come on, Shirley, drink up. Have another lemonade.
Oh, no, thank you, Jimmy. I couldn't. I was surprised when you rang up and asked me to meet you at the milk bar.
Well, I wanted to make up for being rude to you yesterday.
Oh, that's forgotten now, Jimmy.
Will you have some more ice cream?
No, thanks. But you have some.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, go on. What we've had up to now has only cost me 2 shillings. So I've still got 1 and 6 left.
Right-o, then. But next time we'll live it up, the treat's on me.
Oh, thanks.
Now, come on, have another ice cream. Mister, 2 more strawberry ices, please.
Oh, all right. You are kind, Jimmy.
Oh, that's all right. You'd better give me that other 1 and 6. Thanks. I was just wondering whether you'd do me a favour.
Of course I would.
Well, would you give me that letter you've got from your mum and never mention a word to anybody?
Well, I would, Jimmy.
Oh, good.
But I haven't got it.
Well, don't sit there stuffing your face. Go and get... would you mind getting it for me, please? Sure.
Well, I can't. I called at your house and gave it to Susan. She put it in her handbag.
What? You mean I've been sat here risking my reputation for nothing? Mister, cancel one of them strawberry ices. Miss Clueless of 1961 is leaving.
Granddad, what time did Mother say she'd be back?
Oh, about 8 o'clock, Susan?
Oh, well, I'd better wash up the tea things for her.
No, Susan, leave it to me. You sit down and relax. I'll do the washing up in your handbag. In the kitchen.
What's the catch?
But there is no catch.
You're getting very considerate about Susan all of a sudden.
Oh, well, she's got the letter. She's got the message. She's very clever. You can't fool her, you know.
No, you can't. What are you up to?
Nothing, Susan. I was just thinking, when you live with your sister and see her every day, you forget how beautiful she is. And looking at you reminds me, we've got no soap powder.
Jimmy, what are you blathering about?
The washing up, Grandad. I'll nip out for the soap powder before the shop shuts. I'll just borrow the money out of Susan's handbag.
You leave that handbag alone, and we've got plenty of soap powder. 4 packets of it. Enough to wash your neck clean.
Oh, jolly good, Grandad? Ooh, when Susan cracks her jokes, she reminds me of Billy Bunter. Especially from the back.
What was that?
I said, why don't you go in the back garden with Grandad? The fresh air would do you both good.
Not me, Jim. I'll be popping up for my fresh air later on.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Still, it's a funny place to get fresh air. The smoke room at the Rose and Crown.
Now, look. I'm only going down there because of a few empties to take back.
Take 'em in our Susan's handbag.
What do you keep talking about my handbag for?
Oh, it's a word I've got on the brain. And I keep saying it. When our history master asked me what animal took with him over the Alps, I said, a handbag.
You told him that?
Yes. I said, Hannibal carried a handbag and the elephants carried the trunks.
Wonder who that is.
It's probably Alfie. He said he'd call round. I'll let him in.
No, Susan, I'll let him in. I just want a quick word with him, in private.
Well, take him in the front room. Tell him I won't be long.
Right, Susan.
Hello, Jimmy. It's me, Alfie.
In that crash helmet, I thought it was Mickey the Martian. Come in.
Start, Jimmy. Ooh, I've had a job getting here. You see, my motorbike conked out and I tried to fix it with a spanner, but I forgot it was raining. And while I was bent down cleaning my carburetor, a bus come past and splashed mud all over me from front wheel to tool bag. It is Friday, isn't it?
Yes, the day we have fish. Come in the front room, Codshead.
Yeah, only I told Susan I'd call around Friday night to arrange about going to the circus.
Don't mention the circus to me. I'm fed up.
Why? What's your trouble?
Girls. Daft, soppy, blinking girls. If I had a magic wand, I'd turn them all into mice and buy a cat.
Look, I'll bet if you did turn your Susan into a mouse, you'd still like me.
Of course you would. Mice are very fond of a bit of gorgonzola.
Now, that'll do. Look, if Susan were a mouse, we'd still get on fine, because she knows I like a little pet. Yeah, anyway, what's up?
Well, I gave Shirley Peters the brush off. Then I played to it for school, and they gave Shirley a note from my mum, and Shirley gave it to Aunt Susan, and I can't get it off her, and Mum will be back at 8 o'clock, and I need help. So you'll do it, won't you?
Yes.
Good.
Do what?
Get some dust in your eye.
Oh, that's dead easy, because I love it. What for?
So you can ask Susan for the mirror out of her handbag and whip the note.
Oh, actually, yeah, but what note?
Look, just get the handbag off her. I'll do the brain work.
Jimmy.
What?
Where can I get some dust?
Just tilt your head to one side and shake it. Look, you don't need any dust. You just pretend you've got some in your eye.
Are you in here, Alfie?
Oh, look out, she's here.
Hello, Susan. You look a bit tired. Can I borrow the bags from under your eyes? I've got some dust in my eyes.
Oh, dear. Let me see. Tilt your head back.
But Susan, I'm all right.
Now then, Alfie, keep still. I'll just go and get a handkerchief.
Ask her for the mirror, you clock.
Oh, all right.
Here we are. Now then.
You can have the mirror, you clock. Oh, dear.
Keep still. I'm going to probe under your eyelid. Oh, which one is it?
It's the one in your handbag.
What are you talking about?
Look, leave him alone. He can get it out himself. All he needs is your handbag and the sugar tongs.
Look, you're after my handbag for something, but you're not having it.
Oh, well, keep your rotten old handbag. It suits you, especially your face. It's crocodile skin.
That doesn't. I'll smack you for that.
Get off! Ow! Oh, me! Alfie, do something. Clout her with the piano or something.
You cheeky young monkey.
Here, now, stop it, you two. Susan, what are you doing?
I'm teaching my delinquent brother some manners. It's time he learned to behave like a gentleman.
Oh, listen to the Duchess of Dishwater. She thinks she's everybody just because she drinks a tea with a little finger stuck in the air.
Well, that'll do, Jimmy. Now, your mother's just been on the phone. You've got to go to Theodore Craythorpe's and ask him to come round here.
But, Grandad, I can't go now. I've got something important to do.
Jimmy, do as you're told. Tell Theodore he's to bring the books round for the Women's Guild Social Committee. Now, off you go.
Oh, all right, I'll go. But if my mum gets back before me, tell her there's a very simple answer to the whole thing. If I could only think of it.
Get that envelope from me before I gave it to you.
But why? It's only a free ticket for the football match tomorrow. Jimmy said they were expecting some sort of reward for winning the Junior Shield.
Well, why didn't they just give it to him at the school this afternoon?
Perhaps he wasn't at school this afternoon.
Oh, of course he was. He must have been. Otherwise, they'd have missed him in class.
Wait a minute, Pat. All they were doing this afternoon was the rehearsal for speech day. He could have slipped away without being noticed.
But where would he have gone?
To the circus, perhaps?
Oh, the circus. Susan, I think you've got something there. He didn't want to go with Shirley tomorrow, so I bet he sneaked off from school this afternoon.
The young scamp. If I find out he did go to the circus, I'll warm the tail of his shirt for him.
Well, there's one simple way to make sure. We'll set a trap for him.
Oh, what do you mean, Mother?
Well, look, he thinks this letter is about him playing truant. So, if we leave it on the mantelpiece, he'll think I haven't seen it. And when he gets back, we'll watch him from the kitchen. For once, that little eavesdropper is going to be eavesdropped on.
Come in, Mr. Craythorpe. And don't make a sound.
But, James, I still don't understand.
Quiet. We mustn't make a noise, so take your shoes and socks off.
James, don't be so ridiculous. For the last time.
I want to listen. Not a sound. They must be out. Look, I've got to do some quick thinking about that letter. Hey!
What?
There it is, on the mantelpiece. Mum can't have read it yet, so all I've got to do is to get...
Hello, Jim.
Oh, Grandad. Did you have to sneak in like that? It's all right, Mr. Craythorpe. You can come out from behind the sofa.
Sorry if I startled you, Jim. Theodore, what would you playing that creeping in like that?
Well, Mr. Sinclair, I was going to...
You didn't want to waken anybody, did you?
Yes, that's right.
But it's only just turned 8 o'clock, Theodore. We don't go to bed that early.
Quite. I mean...
The dog.
It was the dog I didn't want to waken.
We haven't got a dog.
Haven't you? Oh, of course. But you used to have one.
That's right. It left home the day after Grandad had his bagpipes mended.
Jimmy, now stop telling your fibs. Well, now, you're both here. We can have a nice, cozy little chat, can't we, Jimmy?
Yes. Hey, Grandad, isn't that somebody shouting for you outside the house?
What? I never heard anything.
Well, I'm sure I did. And I'm sure Mr. Craythorpe did, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yes, I thought I heard something.
Yeah, that's right. It could be your pal, Mr. Barnes, asking if you want to go fishing.
Well, I wonder how he expects the fish to bite in the pitch dark.
He's probably got some glowworms. Grandad, why don't you make Mr. Craythorpe a cup of tea in the kitchen?
All right, I'll do that. I just fancy one myself.
Good. But don't forget, Mr. Craythorpe doesn't like it strong, so before you put the tea leaves in, I should count them.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. Won't be long, Jim.
That's all right, Grandad. Take your time.
Well, Father?
You're right, Pat. He's definitely up to something. I think your little trap's going to work.
Shh, Grandad, listen.
Quick, Mr. Craythorpe, hand it down to me.
What, James?
That letter on top of the clock. It's too high for me to reach.
Look at that. He's getting Theodore to help him.
Oh, I see. It's addressed to your mother.
Oh, give it here.
James, it's rude to snatch.
There it goes, straight on the fire.
James, you burned it. What's the idea?
Now I've got rid of it, and Mum can't touch me. As James Cagney said in that gangster film on the telly the other night. Listen, you guys, you can't convict a guy without evidence, because if you do, it's a bum rap, see? Come on, let's see how Grandad's getting on.
Hello, Jimmy.
What? Oh, heck, it's Mum. I thought you were out.
I came in the back way. Well, Jimmy, aren't you pleased?
Oh, yes, I'm very pleased. Very pleased indeed. But I'd be a lot more pleased if I knew what I was pleased about.
Your free ticket for the football match tomorrow.
Oh, that. What free ticket?
Look, just pop into the living room for me, and you'll find a letter on the mantelpiece.
A letter?
Yes, addressed to me. Just bring it to me, will you?
You want the letter?
Yes, hurry up.
But, Mum, how do you know there is a letter there?
Because I put it there myself after I'd opened it.
You mean you saw what was inside it?
Yes, I did.
Well, I can explain everything. It was Ozzy's fault. He planned it, and Charlie Thompson gave us a leg up over the school wall. I'm innocent.
What are you talking about?
The message from the school saying I played truant.
There was no message. The only thing in that envelope was your free ticket to the football match.
Oh, that's different. Well, ignore what I said just now. I was feverish. I'll just go and get the letter.
You'll find it in the fire, Jimmy.
That's right, Mum. I'll find it in the letter. I burned it. I burned the letter with the ticket in. Mr. Craythorpe, you gave it to me. You let me burn the letter. And you, Mum and Grandad, you were spying on me, and I burned the letter with the ticket in the letter. I burned the letter with the ticket.
Right. I think he's burned the letter.
I took the ticket out of the letter. Here it is.
Oh, it's all very well telling me now that when I've burnt it, but I haven't burnt it, have I? Everything's all right.
Yes, well, perhaps this will stop you poking your nose into other people's private mail.
Aye, you'd have far too much prying for a boy of your age.
Me? Prying? Well, listen who's talking. The two snoopers from behind the kitchen door. Peeping Pete and Keyhole Kate.
Those involved with the Clitheroe Kid this week were Peter Sinclair, Patricia Burke, Leonard Williams.
The recorded program was written and produced by James Casey, and it starred Jimmy Clitheroe.